welcome to Real in Films, and I'm bringing you guys a very late review. But hey, I finally got up to date and saw the finale of a show that when it aired, I was like on top of it since up to season 3. Sadly, for season 4, I I didn't have the Peacock subscription, but we got it. We got the Peacock subscription to see Bad Bunny, and then I went ahead and just like, hey, I'm only keeping it for a month. Let me get up to date with all of the shows that I love from this platform. So we're going to be talking about Bel Air. Bel Air, if you guys know, it's a reimagining of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. It has 4 amazing, strong seasons. For season 4, that's the end of the series, of the whole series. It ends very beautifully. And I do gotta say, since season 1 until season 4, Bel Air kept the message, kept the story, kept these characters to a whole. And I just gotta say that Bel Air kept the ignite of fire in me, because it's such an amazing, amazing show. Having all of these great actors, from Jabari Banks. That's funny. I did not know his last name was Banks. Um, Cassandra Freeman, Jimmy Akingbola, Oli Sholatin, Adrian Holmes, Coco Jones, Akira Kibar, Simone Joe Jones, Jordan L. Jones, Alicia Pasquale Pena, and Jaslyn Martin, Joel Holt, and much more to go on, because the list is very, very long. But how all of these characters connected with each other and made such an amazing show from season 1 to season 4. Bel Air touches a lot of topics that happen to African Americans day to day, and not only that, it touches upon it as well from situations with queers, situations with open marriages, situations with housing, how situations with the economy. It touches up so much in regards to African Americans, and it just fills you up with so much joy that this show brings these topics to the TV or to streaming, right? And seeing all these characters that if you did watch the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, um, seeing all these characters again, but reworked or reimagined, I would say, is just phenomenal. And when you reach to that final season where you're literally saying goodbye to all of them, you just, at least for myself, right? When I was reaching those final like 3 episodes, I couldn't stop crying from for each one, because you already know, like myself, I already know that after I see this episode, we're not seeing Bel Air is not having a new season. But the fact that you can connect with each and one of these characters in a different way, and not only that, the topics that some of these episodes bring in are topics that you can see day to day, no matter what race or color you are, right? And you can relate to it, and you can not only relate to it, you yourself can grow. And this is at least my personal, my personal, I had the word right there, my personal, like, and I had it right there. But it's just me personally. I connected with so many of the situations from the final season, and it just made me think. It just made me grow, me as a person in a whole. And seeing how Will and Carlton, and not only them, the whole Banks family, how they all maintain themselves as a family, no matter what was going to happen moving forward, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. And this show, every season was beautiful and powerful. With all of the things that they would put on the table that you can see and you can like relate, or you can see and you can be like, this is actually happening in our day-to-day basis. with our fellow African Americans. And Bel Air, Bel Air brought so many things to the table that it's just amazing, you know. And I really do, if I could sit down and say, like, you know, there's this scene on the film, on this episode, I think that we could like sit down here and have a great conversation if I had more people that would have that have seen Bel Air. But I think that the core episode that touched my heart in a whole, and it's not because is the farewell episode where everybody's saying goodbye, because Carlton, Will, Lisa, and Amira, and most of the family members are are leaving or going to study in another university. But the fact that you yourself can realize that family is always the most important thing in the world, and that they will always be there for you no matter what. Obviously not everybody has that opportunity, but not only the fact that they touch upon family, the fact that family, friends, are true friends will always be there. And no matter where you go, you just have to have your eyes on the game and on the prize. There's one line that I loved on the film, besides the speech of Will Smith talking to Will Smith. Um, but there's this line that Mr. Banks says to Will, because if you guys, Philip Banks, if you guys have seen Bel Air, in Bel Air, Will Smith's character always says that he was going to put on a crown because he's going to be the king. But Phillips Banks on those final, I think it's like final 15 minutes of the show, he looks at Will and he says to Will, "The crown suits you." I loved the fact that they brought in um the crown topic, or that connection with Will Smith's character, with the whole concept of he having the crown, he being the king of like Bel Air or wherever he's going. The fact that Philip Banks says it to him, it's so powerful, you know. And when you see when you see the show, that you have so many things that Will Smith goes through to become the man that he is at the end of the show, is phenomenal. And the other thing that I loved was the final speech of the series, when Will Smith finds with future Will Smith, and he goes ahead and looks at him and says, I don't think that he says anything. I think he does ask him a question like, does everything, like, if everything's gonna be okay? And he's like, no, not everything's gonna be okay. You're going to have hard times. You're going to go through a lot of things. You're going to make stupid decisions. You're gonna get past them, but no, it's not going to be perfect. The fact that Will Smith, probably in that moment, probably realized, not in that moment, but probably he realized that everything that has happened to him, the negative and the positive, you know, you don't have control over it. When it happens, and you don't have control over it. But being the fact that it's such a cathartic final scene, because your young self is looking at your future self, but you say your future self is like, hey, you're gonna make mistakes, but you're going to be okay. And it's such, I can't put it no more on this show, but Bel Air is just phenomenal. If you guys have the chance, it's available on Peacock, the all 4 seasons, and you're going to enjoy it. I if you loved Fresh Prince of Bel Air, you will enjoy it. There's a lot of like old characters come in the show. There, there's certain moments that you will remember from the original show that happened on Bel Air. There's other things that they did change, but the way that they change it, it makes it, at least for me, it's just powerful how I connected so much with Jabari Banks character Will Smith, and it's just a great show. If you guys have the chance, check it out. It's available on Peacock, all 4 seasons. And nothing, tell me in the comments below if you have watched Bel Air or French Prince of Bel Air. Tell me in the comments below what is your favorite scene or favorite episode. Let it be from the old series, or let it be from this one. Let that we can go ahead and probably have a conversation in the comments. And nothing, if you have not yet subscribed to Real in Films, hey, go ahead and subscribe to Real in Films so that we can have that you guys can be up to date with anything and everything movie related. And nothing, guys, we will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.